Hello to my gourds and goblins. This is Carla, and I'm here again in my kitchen today for a new recipe called pasta with melted zucchini sauce. The fact is, folks, I don't know if this recipe is going to work. I have never made this recipe this way, and in fact, I don't even really care for zucchini, but I'm doing it to prove a point. When I wrote my first books, I was very, very intentional that I wanted every single recipe in the book to have multiple ingredient options, alternates, things that I call spin it, so that you could modify the recipe to your tastes, to what's available in the market, to what's in season. I want to stand true to that and use zucchini as a spin it for the cauliflower in the legendary, iconic, world famous spaghetti with melted cauliflower sauce from That Sounds So Good. The reasons why I think it's gonna work is because it is a gently long cooked sauce. It's gonna cook off all of the moisture from the zucchini. It's gonna concentrate the flavors. It's gonna caramelize it. It's got salty chovies. It's got a little spice. I think it's gonna be absolutely delicious. Come along. I really hope it works out. It's gonna be totally embarrassing if it doesn't, but we're gonna publish the video either way. If you grow zucchini, please like and subscribe. If you hate zucchini, like and subscribe. In the melted cauliflower sauce, I pulse everything in a Cuisinart. Not doing that today. I'm just gonna roughly chop this zucchini. It's 2 pounds. The recipe for the original was 1 pound, but we're going up because of the liquid content that's happening here. If your pieces are a little uneven, varying sizes, that is totally fine. I think it's nice to have some variance in the texture. It is also, I think, something that falls into the category of grandma style or cooked to death vegetables. That's really what we're going for here, where all of the liquid is coaxed out to concentrate the flavor and then get caramelization. All right, so there's my zooks. I'm gonna slice some garlic. You want to chop it? That's fine. Spring garlic, spring onions. Wonderful substitution, would go with the whole summery vibe. So when I was writing Where Cooking Begins, I did not set out to do spinets. That was not part of the original concept. But one of the very first recipes I sat down to develop, I think, was pasta fagioli. And I realized that I didn't have an onion in the house, but I had a leek. Thinking to myself, I have to go out and get an onion. And then I was like, no, I'm not going out to get an onion. That's not like what I normally would do. If I wouldn't go to the store to get the onion, why would I insist that you go out and get the onion? And so from the very beginning, it was just in my head to give people that option. That's where I was coming from, and I really believe in it, and it's worked out great. So instead of a shallot, you could use a leek. Instead of a leek, you could use a red onion. You could use a white onion. You could use the spring onions, scallions. That's it for prep. You want to choose a pot for making the sauce that is big enough to hold the pasta. It's the best way. At the end, you have your sauce, you have a pot big enough, you're tossing, you're saucing, and you're glossing. The only other pot that you need is the pot that you use to boil the pasta. All right, we're gonna measure because it's ½ a cup of olive oil, which is gonna look like a lot, and that's because it is a lot. The liquid and the oil are going to get together. The heat is gonna coax that liquid out of the vegetable, and then it's gonna be cooking in its own juices. We're basically braising this vegetable until it turns into mush. So I've got my alliums, the garlic and the shallot, and I just want to cook these until they're like translucent, starting to soften. Seasoning with salt and pepper. It smells absolutely ridiculously, dangerously delicious. I like a lot of pepper. So now we have anchovies, any excuse to use my tweezers. And this recipe calls for 4. These are nice, beautiful, meaty guys, and they're gonna dissolve into the sauce. Anchovy goes really well with any like cooked to death sauce because it provides more backbone. It's really savory, it's a little bit salty, it's got a lot of umami, but I know that some people don't either eat fish or think that they like the taste of it. So rather than using anchovy at this stage, you could use some tomato paste, you could use some mushroom powder, but also don't worry about it. Like if you don't have the replacement, but you're not using anchovy, just keep going forward. Zooks. I'm already annoyed at myself for saying zooks. Like never say it again. All right, so stirring a coat. So let's hit it with some salt. And I also have some chili flakes here. And because zucchini is like so sweet, I think having a little heat is gonna be great. I am seeing liquid coming out. So when I look at the oil that's in the bottom of the pan, now it has kind of a milky, opaque color to it. There's more bubbling. That's the liquid that's evaporating from the zucchini. Sizzling, softening, brightening, juicing. This is the right time to put a lid on it. I'm going to continue cooking it, checking it every 5 to 7, give it a stir, check it out, taste it, talk to it, coax it. And for the cauliflower, it was like 35-ish minutes. Zucchini might take a little longer because more liquid has to evaporate, but we don't know. We're gonna find out together. First check-in. The zucchini are like halfway swimming in sauce, so that's like the braziness of this braising vegetable. I definitely like smell the sweet garlic and shallot, vegetable flavors, beautiful bubbling. Don't need to adjust the heat. Pleased and happy. Shake everybody out. We're gonna go again. My guess is that we are 3/4 of the way through. Starting to be floppy. Just like in the original recipe, one of the cues here is that the vegetables are starting to stick in the hottest part of the skillet, which on my stove is right in the center. So starting to get some browning, starting to get a little caramelization. So I want to stir to kind of loosen that up, but the browning is good. Like, I'm pleased about that. It's very close. I'm going to take it a little bit longer because I still feel like there's excess moisture, but I think after the next 5 or 6 minutes, we're done. Oh, that's what you want to say. All right, so I have floppage that has become disintegration. And I think in the book it says very tasty mush, but what I'm seeing here is like a full surrender. Now it's a sauce that has some texture, and we're gonna find out if modifying to going up to 2 pounds is gonna be the right ratio to the pound of pasta. So I have my pot of very hot water, get it to a boil. I have not salted it yet, so I'm gonna do that now. The sauce, I'm just gonna keep at like a very bare simmer, cook the noodles, and then go time. I have very al dente pasta, which is good. I'm gonna transfer straight into the sauce. It's better to err on the side of an undercooked pasta when you go for the transfer, because we're gonna add liquid and we're gonna continue to cook. Okay, so now that this is all in, some stirring, some tossing. Ooh, I'm happy with the ratio. I was worried about the ratio. I'm pleased. This looks good. I thought we might have too much zucchini, but we have a beautiful amount. I'm adding water so I can get some lusciousness happening. The other thing I did along the way for the zucchini, it just felt like it wasn't able to absorb or hold that much oil. I'm probably going to adjust that amount for the printed recipe. So happy, it's exceeding my expectations. So I'm also gonna add about 1/2 cup of grated parm to this. If you didn't want to use parm, you could definitely use pecorino or a blend of parm and pecorino. I think Grana Padano is also a delicious cheese that you could use, or you could leave it off and just emulsify with the water and the zucchini sauce. This looks so good to me. This is really creamy, really luscious. The noodles are cooked beautifully. I love the way that the zucchini is coating this shape. There is also zucchini diving into the tunnel and hanging out in there and making gorgeous zucchini tunnels for us to enjoy. Seasoning is great, does not need salt. Take it to the plate. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the zucchini truth. Oh, heavy. The only thing that I'm adding really at the last second is some lemon juice just to brighten up, right? We have long cooked, savory, salty, sweet, mushy, garlicky, brown town flavors. A little lemon goes a long way. So that's just gonna like wake everybody back up. Couldn't be more gorgeous or delectable. It might make me love zucchini. Deserves to be loved, like all of us. And a little more cheese. And we happen to have basil in the house. And so yeah, like go for it. Look at how that one fell naturally all by itself. Look, stop. That's Basil's way of telling me, thank you, I did deserve to be here. All right, the moment of truth. Will I love the dish that I made based on the other dish that I love? It's delicious. I absolutely love this when it's like this whole bumper crop zucchini season, even though I don't grow them. I won't be mad at them now when I see them in the market. Pasta with melted zucchini sauce. You're a winner, baby. Spin it to win it, my friends.